Hey, welcome back to Branching Out. I'm Curtis Hanlon, and this week I got 6 days off. I have my niece coming up to give me a hand today, and we have all these cages that we have to definitely plant a tree so that we can protect it. So we're gonna get out there. We have so many things to do. One of the first things I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna get into this hops. So I did pick up a bunch of rhizomes in London where I work, and that's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna get them into the ground, and then we're gonna go from there. But stay tuned because there's just gonna be a packed video. We have so many different types of plants going in. I have bulbs, little gladiolas going in. We're just gonna just plant the heck out of the food forest as much as we can for the next 6 days. So stick around. All right, I got over 10, probably about 15 of these cages cut 2 feet wide, and then this is a 4-foot piece, so when you curl it up, you got a 2-foot diameter, I guess. Either way, this is what I'm working on. I need some protection for some of the younger plants that I'm going to be putting in this week, so I definitely want you to stay tuned because we're done. So these are combined. Now I bought some bamboo sticks, some stakes there. We'll use them to keep them in the ground. Probably should have bought more now that I think about it. But yeah, we're gonna make do with what we have. And if we have to go get more stuff, we will. But here we are. Before I get started, I just wanted to give the chickens a little treat. And change their water. All right, we're back here at the hops TP. So what we're gonna do is open up these hops here. They've been sitting kind of in this bag for a couple of days. So we're gonna open them up, see what kind of rhizomes we have to work with here. And I should have 5. I was supposed to get 5, but it looks like there may be more. So again, we got a nice big rhizome right here. We're gonna probably separate that, and we're gonna put 1 per post all the way around. So what we're gonna do is first thing I'm gonna do is just dig out little holes for each one of the rhizomes. So I definitely didn't know the rhizomes were gonna be this big. Like these are gigantic rhizomes. So we're gonna do a little trimming, and yeah, we're gonna cut some of this piece off and take a couple from the others, and we're just gonna go around. Looks like I got a ton, so I got way too much for this, but that's okay. Better to have too much than too little. All right, so we're just gonna give this a little bit of compost on top. Try not to cover the root there. But yeah, we're just gonna throw a couple of shovels around each one. That's it. And that's about it for that. And now we're all done. We got 1 on each peg. I have extra rhizomes that I'm gonna try to grow in pots or in a bigger basin or something to duplicate the rhizomes and possibly sell them if I can. So we're gonna keep going. We got a bunch of holes dug already, but we're gonna start down in this area, down near the, this would be the north end. And we're gonna get some of these plants in. We're gonna put some cages on them, and we're gonna complete them, and then we're gonna move up and find where we can put these gala apples. So we have a black currant that we're gonna put in, and a, geez, I can't remember the other one. I think it's a gooseberry. And we have, like I said, those gala apples. So we're definitely gonna put one up here, and then we're gonna spread it around and try to find other places to put one as well. All right, so Karen's digging us a little hole. We're gonna put in a black currant. Again, my process is tree bush, tree bush, tree bush. That'll allow a lot more light to circulate in its general area. So that's what we're gonna do. So we'll let her take that up there, and we're gonna put the black currant in the ground. We're gonna throw some compost on it. We're gonna get a little, I don't think it needs protection on particularly the black currant. So we'll let the black currant go without protection. And then we're gonna move on to the next one. All right, so let's get this black currant in the ground. Got a nice root ball here. We're gonna break up the bottom a little bit, just like so. Just wanna open it up and get some dirt in there because it's too deep a hole. So just kind of pack it down a little bit. Get a little more. And then we're gonna cover in behind around it. So Then what we're gonna do is grab some of that compost that my neighbor dropped off for me. And we're gonna tamp it in. Put some of this in here. All right, and that's what we do. Break this up. Top layer, about 4 to 5 inches of the top, is all good soil, whereas underneath it is a lot more clay. So, Karen, you want to bring over a couple shovels of that compost?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll put that in there, and don't forget to always tamp in your plants. If you don't tamp it in, they're gonna have air pockets. Yeah, more than that. Fill her up. So yeah, we'll get a little bit more in there. Tamp it in. Get it just above the regular ground here. Grab our bamboo sticks. Get about 15 of these for $5 at Canadian Tire. So that should do it. We'll get our cage. Put our cage around like so and push her down. Let's get her in there a little bit. Now we're going to stick our sticks down. Grab the wire. Another wire over there in the back with the cutters. Just like so. You gotta be gentle with these because they will snap. There we go. And we just get them down as far as you can. It's gonna be pretty good. And just like that, we'll put some wire around here to tie these up. We're just gonna do a couple to each one. So I just bend it like so, grab it over, and twist. Pretty simple. Got any problem? Get some of our wood chips in here. This is cedar mulch. I'll get a little layer of that in there to help keep the moisture in. And cedar helps keep some bugs away. Yeah, and that's about it, really. Just do that. And we can always come back and add a little bit more. I think I'll do a little bit more. Now we're going to do this to all the trees we're putting in today. I'm going to add this, and the reason I have the cage is to help with the voles and the rabbits. They like to come in and gnaw on my plants. So other than putting a little bit of wire here, which I'm going to do in about 2 seconds, we're going to get going on to the next ones, and then we're just going to do all of them up for you, and then we'll come back and we'll show you what it looks like and how the lines that I have set up are going to start. So if I could do it all over again, I think this is how I'd go on every tree or bush that I put in. Not only can it help it guide it upward or support it, but it can keep the voles out, it can keep the rabbits out, especially the rabbits. So yeah, we're just going to finish up here. This is the, I just put in 4 northern walnuts right here. That's the thin shelled walnuts. They're going to be next to our chestnuts. So in this long area on this side of the property, which I call the right side as you look out towards the food forest, this is the right side, and I will be staggering nuts throughout this whole length so that the nuts grow on one side. And you know, that's just they do like their own leaves, and their leaves don't necessarily become a good soil for fruit trees. So that's why I separate my major nut trees. Hazelnut though, I do have spread out in here, and I have definitely got a few more I got to put in, so stay with me. We're going to show you around a little bit what we already got done and what's to come. All right, so we cleared out the greenhouse. We have a few more I'm going to move by hand. I'm only doing that because it's just too hot in here and a lot of my plants take up too much water and I don't have time to take care of them. So I've lost quite a few of the walnuts and the chestnuts. So we're gonna go out there, we're gonna clean that up. We're gonna get a new skid because some of that stuff's all worn out. And we're just gonna keep going. I have to fix the eavesdrop next. That's my next project. All right, we've got all our plants outside. It's gonna rain tomorrow, so everything will get a nice little dose. And like I said, we're just gonna go through some of these. I don't know. It's hard to say whether they'll actually come up. The other ones have already come up and these haven't. So, makes me wonder. So I think I'm just gonna leave them for a week or so and see if I can see any buds on them. And if not, I'll be pulling all the dirt out of each one of these and use them for other plants. So, waste not, want not. So that's about it right there. All right, just another project done. If you've been following along, you'd know that I had an ice dam up here and it really bent this down. So what we did is we just put another downspout because everything started to come this way. So that's what we wanted to do. We got our new spout in there now. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, 17 millimeters they're expecting. So we'll see how well it does. I did check, I put some water in here to see if it was leaking. So it was not this, it was actually the eavesdrop. So that's just one more thing I had to get done this week. I'm gonna get back down into the food forest there. And I want to plant some more plants, but I ran out of cages. So stay tuned. We're gonna go find something else we can get done out here on the food forest. All right, with my niece's help, I was able to get in about 12 plants with cages and some without. I don't worry about the caps too much because the bunnies don't seem to bother them too much. But I also ran out of cages, so I have to get some cage material. And then, so like you can see, we got a couple here. So again, we got gooseberry, we got Mustang cherry plum, we have sweet cherry, which I call Fairholt cherry, where I grew up. Some hazelnut right here. Again, I think this is an apple here, a gala apple, another Hascap. Over here I put in the 4 northern walnuts. So there's the 4 right there. And then these are my originals. So those are northern walnut. These 5 here, or these 4 right here are Chinese American cross. And this one here is a grafted, I forget the name of it, but it's a graft on this one. That was so that I could get some diversity. Because you need crosses, different types of varieties in order to get good plants. So here, coming down, this will be the path here, right here, nice and big. And we put in some more. So the stake here, obviously I didn't have a bush to put in here because I could do tree bush. So we got more cherries. We've got another hazelnut over here. I forget what this one is exactly, but I will come back and identify them later. And then again, we fixed up a couple of cages, so that's a persimmon there, all the way down the line. And then on this side here, same thing. Just tried to line it up. And so that's what we're doing. I don't have much more bushes to go in. Maybe I have a blueberry left. This is a mulberry right here. My mama pear. And like I said, just a bunch more put in. So yeah. So that's quite a bit. I think I put in over 20 plants in the last 6 days. So then we also put some up at the top. So let's get up there. I also wanted to I also have the these are the hops right here. So these are the hops that I put in with the help of my niece. So we got them all in there. They look pretty beat up, so we're hoping they're gonna come back. They've pretty much died out, their vines. Yeah, they're pretty shocked in there. They need some water, so tomorrow they're gonna get a good dose of water. The rhizomes are in there, so we'll just keep an eye on it and watch and see see what happens. Next weekend, I'll be filling up these. I call them, these are my hugelkultur raised beds. I call them that because I layer them. And then I just use it so that I don't have to bend over to pick the fruit. So down here we have just some dollar store gladiolas. So we want to attract as many pollinators as possible and pretty birds. So again, we're just gonna stuff them in around here and we'll throw another layer on top of that. So we'll just spread them out just like that. Easy peasy. And we hope they come up. Some of the wildflowers are a little bit dry, but they're making it. I don't know, we'll see how it happens at the end of the year here. Give it a little tamp down. All right, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of dirt on top of that, a little bit of compost. And while I have the compost, I'm gonna throw a little bit down on my pawpaws here. Give them some. They're starting to come in now. And that's it. So there's just one more thing I'm doing on the farm this week. All right, so one of the things I've been doing lately is I've been adding little bulbs of garlic to each and every one of my plants to help deter any critter or whatever. And I'm just gonna stink it in there and just leave it. And if it grows, that's great. I already have some growing from some of the other trees that I did. So I'll gain garlic, and then next year I'll just split up the bulbs and use them again. Each clove, per clove per plant. So this is the other side that I also planted here. You can see this is what I call the center pair. And you know, we got an apple here. We got a quince right behind it, and this one got eaten by rabbits. I came back to put a new cage on it, and I had to cut it right back because it did start to sprout at the bottom. So it came back. That's good. There you go. So we got a quince going. I got one more in the greenhouse, but I don't know if it's, I think it died in there. See, some things can't handle the greenhouse, and some things other things can. So yeah, so here we go. Cherries. We've got a Mustang plum in here somewhere. Got a few different varieties, but this is the last part that I worked on. And that's about it. So that's the end of this video. Come back next week. We're gonna do some more because we definitely got more planting. And yeah, we just got like a lot more to do in this food forest. So it never ends. Always be propagating. See you next week. Be safe.